And what if I told you there was a secret capable of transforming the way you live? A secret that can help you achieve such deep serenity that neither criticism, nor judgment, nor life's challenges can shake you. This isn't an empty promise but a truth that Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers in modern psychology, explored throughout his work. For Jung, our greatest weakness lies in what we refuse to see within ourselves. Our fears, our limiting beliefs, our repressed emotions. These forgotten parts of us create inner chaos that inevitably reflects in the outside world. But here's the key. When you learn to face and integrate these hidden aspects, you unlock an inner strength capable of transforming your life. This spiritual secret is based on a fundamental principle that Jung called individuation. And in this video, you'll understand how, through this process, you can build an unshakable soul and reach an inner peace that will set you free. Carl Jung once said, "We do not see things as they are, but as we are." This sentence holds a deep truth. Your perception of the world depends entirely on what is happening within you. If your thoughts are chaotic, if your emotions are repressed, and if your beliefs are limiting, the outside world will often seem hostile, unfair, or overwhelming. But why does this happen? Through his theory, Jung shows us that our mind constantly projects its unconscious contents onto the outside world. For example, a buried fear of abandonment might make you interpret an innocent remark as personal rejection. These projections act as filters. They distort reality and feed a vicious cycle of suffering. This problem often stems from our core beliefs. A person convinced that they are not good enough will see signs of judgment or rejection everywhere. These beliefs, often inherited from childhood or shaped by social pressures, act like invisible programs influencing our thoughts and emotions. But here's the secret. The external world that seems to affect you is actually a mirror. What you perceive as external obstacles is often a reflection of unresolved inner struggles. By becoming aware of your beliefs and transforming them, you can begin to change not only your perception, but also reality itself. This is where your spiritual journey begins, recognizing that the key to fortifying your soul lies in how you interact with your inner world. For Carl Jung, one of the greatest obstacles to inner peace is what he called the shadow. The shadow represents all the aspects of our personality that we have repressed or rejected. But these suppressed parts don't just disappear. They live within us, unconsciously influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and how we perceive the world. The shadow forms early in life. As we grow, we learn to hide certain traits to meet the expectations of those around us or society. Maybe you were told never to show anger, not to express your desires, or always to be strong. These messages push you to bury parts of yourself deep in your unconscious. But these repressed parts, though forgotten, still make their presence known. They can appear as uncontrollable emotional reactions, repetitive behaviors, or even harsh judgments toward others. Jung believed that integrating the shadow is essential for achieving lasting inner peace. This process is part of what he called individuation, the spiritual journey of bringing together all aspects of ourselves, both light and dark, to become whole. Shadow integration begins with observation. Take a moment to reflect on your judgments of others. For instance, if you criticize someone for being arrogant, it might reflect an unconscious desire for recognition that you don't allow yourself to express. Likewise, strong emotions like anger or jealousy can be clues to what your unconscious is trying to show you. This work can be uncomfortable because it requires facing parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. But it's precisely in this confrontation that the secret to strengthening your soul lies. The more you integrate these repressed aspects, the more you free yourself from the invisible chains that hold you back. Carl Jung saw emotions as powerful messengers sent by our unconscious to guide us. Yet, in our daily lives, we tend to avoid or suppress our emotions, especially painful ones like sadness, anger, or fear. But to achieve true inner peace, Jung invites us to do the opposite, to work with our emotions, listen to them, and understand them. Take an example. Someone overwhelmed by anxiety might feel that their environment is full of constant threats. But this anxiety could be a signal from their unconscious, urging them to examine a deeper fear, perhaps the fear of failure or rejection. Instead of running from this emotion, Jung encourages us to welcome it and ask, "Why are you here? What are you trying to tell me?" One key tool for working with emotions is introspective writing. By writing down your thoughts and feelings without a filter, you create a space where your unconscious can express itself. Often, by putting an emotion into words, you begin to see patterns or underlying beliefs that you hadn't noticed before. Another essential tool is dream analysis. For Jung, dreams are a gateway to the unconscious. For instance, dreaming of being chased might symbolize a part of yourself that you are avoiding in waking life. These symbols, once deciphered, help you better understand and integrate your inner struggles. Transforming emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means learning to work with them. When you listen to your emotions instead of avoiding them, they stop controlling you. This process frees up emotional energy that can be used to build lasting serenity. Carl Jung firmly believed that our beliefs are the invisible architects of our reality. What we believe, often unconsciously, acts as a filter through which we interpret the world. These beliefs, whether empowering or limiting, shape our thoughts, influence our emotions, and dictate our behaviors. But here's the good news. No matter how deeply ingrained, a belief can be changed. Some beliefs stem from personal experiences or social messages we absorbed as children. For instance, if you were repeatedly told that life is a struggle, you might unconsciously expect every step of your journey to be difficult. Such beliefs create a restrictive mental framework that amplifies challenges and limits your ability to see opportunities. Jung linked these beliefs to the collective unconscious, a reservoir of ideas, archetypes, and narratives passed down through cultures and generations. While these cultural influences can enrich our psyche, they can also reinforce limiting ideas. In many societies, for example, myths about suffering or sacrifice being necessary for success can shape self-destructive behaviors. To transform these beliefs, Jung proposed a process of awareness. It starts with observing your recurring thought patterns. A practical method is to identify a limiting belief and question it. For example, if you believe, "I'm not competent enough," ask yourself, is this an absolute truth or just a story I've accepted without question? Once identified, work on replacing the belief with one that aligns with your values and aspirations. Instead of thinking, "I'm not competent enough," reframe it as, "I am constantly evolving and have already achieved meaningful things." Repeating this practice allows you to reprogram your mind. By changing your beliefs, you don't just alter your perception. You begin to interact with the world in a more fluid way, free from past limitations. And when your beliefs align with your true essence, they become a source of inner power. In a time where everything revolves around connection, social media, social obligations, constant demands, isolation can seem frightening, even unnatural. Yet Carl Jung saw isolation as an essential practice for inner transformation. It's not about escaping the world, but about creating a sacred space to recentrate, listen to your soul, and explore your unconscious. Isolation, as Jung described it, is a moment where external influences are put on hold so you can reconnect with your inner truth. This silence can be uncomfortable because it forces you to face what you've ignored: repressed thoughts, buried emotions, or unresolved existential questions. But it is precisely within this silence that the opportunity for spiritual transformation lies. Jung himself practiced intentional isolation in his Bollingen Tower by the lake. There, he would write, meditate, and let his mind wander, away from the pressures of daily life. For him, these moments of retreat were not an escape but a deep immersion into his own inner world, a space where his unconscious could fully express itself. Isolation doesn't require withdrawing from the world for months. It can be as simple as a walk in nature, a few minutes of daily meditation, or time spent alone writing or reflecting. These moments create a pause, an opportunity to allow what daily life tends to bury to surface. When you embrace isolation as a regular practice, you discover an inner strength that nothing and no one can shake. You learn to know yourself, to integrate your weaknesses and strengths, and to build an unshakable spiritual peace. As we dive into Carl Jung's teachings, a universal truth emerges. The key to protecting your soul and achieving unwavering inner peace lies within you. It's neither the external world nor circumstances that define your balance, but your ability to transform your inner world. The process of individuation, central to Jung's philosophy, is this spiritual and psychological journey where you learn to integrate all aspects of yourself, both light and shadow. By exploring your emotions, working on your beliefs, and embracing intentional isolation, you develop a deep resilience against life's uncertainties. This journey is neither linear nor easy. It takes courage to face the parts of yourself you've long ignored. But with every step, you move closer to authentic serenity, to an inner strength that frees you from external judgments and emotional turbulence. So, ask yourself, Are you ready to look within and discover a power that depends on neither others nor circumstances? As Jung so perfectly put it, he who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. The secret is there, waiting for you to explore it. So, are you ready to uncover this spiritual secret and begin your journey toward an unshakable soul? If this video resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Send it to someone who might need it, and subscribe for more transformative content.